I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you want to option the new 2025 Toyota Corolla SE in classic silver over red and black interior. This year we get a new FX, which is going to drop the suspension. It's going to be lowered, it's going to be tweaked, but they're not doing anything for the performance to mimic that 80s model besides styling elements on the exterior. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm gonna go over some pros and cons and compare this against the competition. And I'm gonna throw in a problem that I have with the Corolla. Starting, all of them is gonna have LED headlights. SE gets LED cornering lights, LED daytime runnings with the sport mesh grille. Glossy black is gonna be on the side apron, and it keeps that Prius design alive, but yet a little bit more compact. And over 5 inches of clearance. Competition like Honda, Hyundai, and Kia, Toyota is going to be one of those sweet spots because it's less in price and it gets the best MPGs amongst all of them unless you go hybrid. And then even ticking the box there, Toyota still gets better than the new Honda Civic. Underneath the hood is going to have the 2.0 liter 4-cylinder. That's producing 169 horsepower with 151 pound-feet of torque paired to a CVT transmission, which is not everybody's favorite, but when it comes to Toyota and Honda, they do a pretty decent job at doing their CVT transmissions, achieving 31 MPGs for the city, 40 MPGs for the highway, so it's going to sip fuel for that everyday drive. But when you tick the box to this SE, you're getting a sport-tuned suspension, so it's not just style elements, and that takes me to the first reason why I would pick the SE. Because you're also getting upgraded wheels. These are 18-inch opposed to the 16-inch steel wheel cover have you when you go to the LE. Now you can option a package so you can get actual 16-inch wheels, but 18-inch goes all the way up to the XSE. It's a different color. And you can option the SE Premium package, which would add the moonroof, heated side view mirrors, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, and it throws in goodies in the interior, which would basically make this almost the same as the FX with the savings. I mean, let me know your thoughts on that. Now, going back to competition, you will have to option the LE in order for it to be better in the MPGs. That's the only con that I have because it does add a little bit of weight. Flared out side skirts with the gloss black, trunk lid spoiler, the lower gets the diffuser, dual exhaust finishers, and I mean, they do a good job giving that sports style under 28 grand. Go to Honda, that's not gonna be the case. The same thing when you're thinking about Hyundai, Kia, and even Mazda is gonna be more money than this. You have a McPherson strut front suspension, a multi-link rear suspension. The disc itself is a 10.8 inch in the front and a 10.2 inch in the rear. Now I get it, it's not meant to go on the track, but what you're getting as a total value is bringing the competition. Quick release going into 13.1 cubic feet of storage. Underneath the floor, gets the jack and that spare tire. But unfortunately, to maximize the cargo, you have to go to the back and you pull these little tabs right here. Just push it in and it'll fold down. It's not gonna be a flat floor, but it's definitely going to increase cargo at a 40-60 split. The key fob for the new Corolla. 6-way manual seat adjustment for the front occupants. Power driver seat will only be on the XSE as well as heated seats. This is a sport bolstering. The soft tech will go into the XSE. Push button start starts on the SE. Let's fire it up. Now the LE will be an actual key. You can option a push button start, but that would be the fob for it. Dashboard is gonna be flat, 8-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio. You can get the 10.5 infotainment screen when you option the premium package. Putting it into reverse has the trajectory. It doesn't expand out with a single climate control. That package also adds a wireless charging pad. You get the USB port here. I do like the satin aluminum that brushes around. Kind of keeps it a little bit sporty in the interior. And you have your driver mode select when you go into the SE. So you have your sport, normal, and eco. Gloss black elements. And this is going to be pushed back. It's soft to touch. It opens up into a medium-sized storage pocket with a 12-volt USB. And you're going to have a total of 4 USB found in all of the Corollas. Steering wheel is leather wrapped, heated, got to go up to the XSE, multi-function, 4.2 TFT display that can go through an array of different content for the driver. You can option the 7-inch digital gauge cluster with that premium package, as well as a moonroof can be optioned. No auto dimming rear view mirror. Leg space, not going to be an issue. Same thing for headroom. That's what I like about the Corolla. It's small and compact, but it has a lot of room. Door panel, it's gonna have the same materials that's found on the dash. Soft to touch here, you get the contrast stitch. One touch up and down for the windows with a smaller storage pocket and a beverage holder carved out. For the back seat, this is the opening that you have to fit 2 more with the cup holders and armrest down. There's those 2 USB ports that I was talking about in the front. No storage beyond any of the front seats. That's the leg space that you have, as well as headroom. I can fit, and I'm at 6'3". Door panel, it's going to have the same materials that's found in the front, so it keeps the contrast stitch soft to touch where it needs to be, and kind of like a long bottle or flask holder in the door pocket. Sliding into the center, the floor isn't flat, the rails are pushed up enough, so you're going to be sharing a little bit of feet space, but for the most part, butt, leg, and shoulder space, it's not bad for a smaller sedan. Headroom becomes a little bit more compromised, but it's still doable, and that's my knee space with the seats in the position that I would be driving. The SE, does it have performance? It's a CVT transmission with 169 horsepower. It's gonna get you to point A to point B. That's exactly what this car is meant to do, but you get a sport-tuned suspension, upgraded wheels, styling elements on the exterior. So I do like the blend, plus it's a small sedan, so you can maneuver in and out without hardly any issues at all. Because when you go up to the Camry, it's a little bit longer. And check out the turn radius. This is what I mean by just whipping around in and out. And I'm doing all of this and still achieving probably around 30 to 40 mpgs. It's gonna take me to some pros and cons. Starting off with the pros is we now have some styling elements for the FX. The con is it doesn't do anything for performance, it's only aesthetics. In this trim, you can get the 10.5 touchscreen, you can get the 7-inch gauge cluster, rear cross traffic alert, blind spot monitoring, heated side view mirrors. There's a lot that comes, as well as a wireless charging pad. But the con, you can't get the JBL sound system, you have to go up into the XSE. And it also gives you the sport mode, so it feels a little bit more sporty and hip, because when you're in a base LE, it's literally just getting you to point A to point B. Once you go into the SE, it starts making it a little bit more fun going to point A to point B. And some other cons, there isn't really any updates besides the FX trim. It's all the same as a carryover, so the seat itself, your knees are going to be sitting up in the air if you're over 6 foot tall, especially being the driver. There's no cushion extensions. You can't get power seats unless you go into the XSE. The back seats also do the same thing, where your knees are going to be sitting up in the air. So for a longer journey, is it comfortable? I mean, you can rest your legs on the door panel in the center cluster, but if they did tweak the seats a little bit, I think it would be a lot more comfortable. I mean, let me know your thoughts on that. I feel that the Civic does a better job with the actual seat bolstering. The suspension itself, you're gonna feel some of the imperfections. There's no way around it. When you're going from an LE to an SE, you change the suspension, you're also changing the wheel size, so you're going to hear the road noise filtering in, as well as feeling some of the potholes a little bit more so. CVT transmission, a lot of people are not a fan of that. I personally would not buy a CVT transmission, but Toyota and Honda does a good job with longevity as long as you keep the service intervals. Can it be a playful and fun vehicle? It can, but it doesn't have a lot of torque in the sense to throw you back. The curb weight isn't that much, so it's enough underneath the hood to move the vehicle to point A to point B, and that's basically what you're getting, a commuter car with styling elements to make it feel more sporty. Going against competition, Honda, Mazda, they're gonna be more money than Toyota. MPGs will be a touch better in Honda, but if you go into the LE, it's actually gonna be a little bit better here. Visibility is good, you have over 5 inches of clearance. And the second reason why you wanna consider this is you can actually option features. In most cases for the competition, that's not going to be the case, and it's still going to be hovering or under 30 grand. And considering If you option the SE Premium package, you're getting a ton of features for the interior as well as the exterior. The big problem that I have with the Corolla is when you're mashing on the gas, going light to light, or you're stuck in traffic, there is times that it feels like the engine is bogging down and the CVT just kind of has a little bit of a jerk here and there. It's not as smooth as it could be, but for a vehicle to get you to point A to point B, it definitely ticks the box. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise website and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like, and I'd like to thank Gettle Stadium Toyota for giving us this 2025 Toyota Corolla SE for our car review.